Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chivera here as always and as usual. Guys, so if you've lost a child before, either as stillbirth, a baby, toddler, teenager or an adult, please can you be kind enough to share your experience or your story in the comment section, mostly how you were able to deal with the grief. I can't ask you to tell us how you overcame that pain because I know it is something that sticks for life. It is not easy. Losing a child is one of the hardest thing and the greatest tragedy any parent, anybody can encounter in this life. So if you be kind enough, and I'm hoping that a line or everything about your story would help somebody get by and help us become stronger in everything going on right now. Thank you very much. I would appreciate that. All right, moving forward. So a few days ago, Nigerian Twitter went agog with the news of a 3-month-old baby that died in the carriage. So the mother is a working class woman. She dropped her healthy baby at the carriage, and upon return from work, she was handed over the dead or lifeless body of her child, and the caregivers at the carriage do not have any tangible reason as to the cause of death. So the cause of death is currently still unknown. And somehow this story made it to the Twitter space, and it got me questioning a lot of things because of people's very vile comments, reactions, and tweets and all that. So it just made me wonder if Canadians or British people infiltrated Nigerian Twitter space, or if Nigerians tweeting on Nigerian Twitter space are all hypocrites because of the comments they were getting. Instead of empathizing with a grieving mother that is currently in a lot of pains, people were chastising her, asking questions as what is a 3-month baby doing in a crèche? Where is the mother? Where are the parents? Why can't she leave her job? And things like that. Things that borders around these things. So, and I'm here for us to talk about it and to address it in line with what is obtainable in the Nigerian environment, in the Nigerian system. Let me tell you a typical life of a working class mother in Nigeria. But before we go, let me tell you a typical life. So in Nigeria offers you 3 months maternity leave. So once you put to bed, you have just 3 months to nurse yourself and to nurse your baby and come back to work. Some considerate firms put up crutches in their offices so that working class mothers or nursing mothers can bring in their babies, and they are within their eye range. They could look out and take care of the babies, and for those doing the exclusive breastfeeding, they could also still breastfeed their babies for as long as possible when they become more independent and get on with their lives. Now some other firms also offer an extension of the maternity leave, but what they do is that they give you an extra 3 months of half days. So if you work from 9 to 5, for instance, you could start working maybe 9 to 1 p.m. or 3 or 2 p.m. or 12 p.m. depending on the arrangement. But these firms that provide crutches and extension of maternity leave, they are very few. Like, I can count them on my finger. I still have numerous fingers left. There are not a lot of people doing them. So the practical thing, the most common thing, especially for government workers, is 3 months maternity leave, and that is also you're on your own. So now, when your maternity leave is over, what is the next thing you may ask? The next thing is you depend on your family for support, and by family I mean your mother or your mother-in-law, and that is if they are still alive. So that is one factor. If they're still alive, are they fit to take care of your baby at that time? If they are not fit, that is another thing. Then you also consider if they are available, because there are some mothers that are still very much active in service, meaning that they have jobs they do and all that to take care of themselves and their families and all that. So if you do not have a dependable mother-in-law or a dependable mother, the next thing you fall back to are your siblings. So do you have siblings that can take care of your child while you're away? no or yes. The answer depends on your circumstance. Another option mothers might also look at is house helps. I don't even advise this because in Nigeria, most house helps are minors. I'm talking about children between 7 to 12, 15, and most times, like rarely you see a teenager being a house help in Nigeria. Most people love to like cradle snatch children and turn them to house helps and all that, and that is like it is not even an option at this point because you can't leave a 3 month baby with a 7-year-old girl or boy, as the case may be sometimes. So that is off the table. Now, another thing one might suggest is nannies. And that brings me to my next point. Most Nigerians are underpaid. So a lot of people working are working just to get by, with life, pay rent, buy food, and just feel a bit comfortable. So nannies in the actual sense come very expensive. There are limited options for the elite, so it's only the elites that can be able to finance that or fund such lifestyle, hire a professional nanny that either lives in or comes and goes and all that. So it is not something an average Nigerian can easily afford, right? So when all of these chips are done, what is the next option remaining? The only option left is a crutch. And within the recent years, when the economy started forcing women out of their homes, and women became breadwinners or supporting breadwinners, crutches became a thing. So you could go to a street or an avenue or boulevard, whatever it is you call it, you might see like 5 to 10 crutches. Some people even convert it as their own job. Like if they don't see a regular paying job, they convert their living room, gather babies from the neighborhood and take care of them. So once you're back from work, you go pick your own. So most of them come from this background and then transform to a formal setting crutch. So women are now left to with the option of dropping their kids with crutches. Like it's something very common that once you go, there are some crutches you go, you think it's like a hospital or something. There are a lot of young children there and babies there. So this is it, and because it is relatively affordable, a lot of women do this. And let me also point something out. Women do this. It is not really the best thing for them. Like nobody does it happily. It's not like, oh, I'm so excited. No, it's pain. And this comes from the fact that we do not have a lot of options here. I saw comments of people saying things like, she should have quit her job or resigned and to take care of her children. When her children are of age, she can go back. Man, that is like the most hypocritical statement or tweet I read. Like in this Nigeria, you leave your job, like you have a job. Let me tell you something. Aside from the fact that most Nigerian employees are underpaid, unemployment is also a very high thing in Nigeria. So for every job anybody has, there are a million of other people who are well qualified for that job and who are also seeking for that opportunity. So for you to say, let me drop it and go, like I'm tempted to put for here that comrade thing, like for here, like it's not possible. Let me paint a clear scenario of getting a job in Nigeria. All right, so you're out from school either with first class, second class, or whatever it is you graduated with. For you to land a job in Nigeria, it's either one of these things. One is that the soles of your shoes are so worn out badly from walking around cities, dropping CVs and doing all sorts of things, cold calling, sending cold emails, and all that. So it is either that you walked the entire length and breadth of a city in search of a job, and somehow by miracle chance you got called for an interview and you scaled through and you got a job. That is one. Secondly, another thing that could land you a job in Nigeria is that you slept your way into the job. Yes, this is not me condoning it, but this is me telling you what is obtainable in Nigeria. So you go for jobs or interviews, they see you are qualified or you're not even qualified, but somehow the person in charge fancies you, and because of his own indiscipline decides that the only way for you to get that job is that he sleeps with you or she sleeps with you, because it goes both ways, right? So you decide to throw morals to the wind and do what you got to do to survive, right? Then the third way is that you bribe your way into the job. Yes, like these are very practical. Like this is like the reality of an average Nigerian. So for most federal jobs in Nigeria, even state jobs, even local jobs, you pay for them. So depending on the parastatal you are looking for or the ministry you are looking for, people pay as low as 500,000 to as high as 2 million naira to secure a job. So you're looking for a federal job that pays you perhaps 150 or 100,000 or 80,000 naira per month. transaction, they are asking you to bring 2 million naira for you to secure that job. And most of the times, you don't even get the job, right? It's not a guarantee that you're getting the job, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. So these are the hurdles an average Nigerian has to pass through to secure a job. Let me tell you something. In 2014 or 2016, I can't remember the actual year, we lost like over 20 Nigerian youths that came for immigration service. So for the first time in a long while, Nigerian immigration announced vacancy. They were looking for 4,000 people to fill up their ministries at different parts of the state. So people came en masse. Unemployment was so real. So there are a lot of people, over 4 million Nigerian youths came out for that exercise. There was stampede, there was a whole lot of things. 20 people, according to formal reports, we are certain more than 20 died. Dozens and scores of other people injured themselves. Then people lost properties and gadgets, CDs and all that in terms of looking for jobs. So why am I painting this? I'm painting this so it becomes glaring for you that a lot of people are not DJ Copy or somebody from Dangote's lineage that you are free to experiment with life, and then when you want to get serious or get a white collar job, it's like that. It is not that easy. So imagine if this lady or even her husband went through all of these hurdles to secure the current job she has now. So somebody on Twitter is just tweeting away, yeah, quit your job, and when you're done, you can come back. Like, who promised you the job, right? So it is actually very, very crazy here in Nigeria. So whatever it is you have, you hold on to it. And most people are doing what is available for them, not what they really want to do, not what is desirable, but what is available. So why am I painting all of these things? So that we have a clear picture of the daily struggles of people. Then I read comments of people who said, she should have planned her life. What would it be actively in service or working, and you're having kids and you're doing this? Really, like really, life happens to most of us, and no matter how much we want to plan, life happens. I'll take myself as an example. I am somebody who likes to plan. Like, I literally plan so much to the last detail. For the earlier stages of my life, my life started off very young and very fast as well because of the plans I made. But at some point, the Nigerian factor came in and derailed a whole lot of things, because in Nigeria, you are planning and Nigeria is looking at you like, really? Please continue. Like, after that, you come and consult me, right? So life happened, my life derailed. And if my life had continued on that track, at that pace, where I am currently should be where I should have been maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So meaning that at this point, I should have been somewhere higher and bigger than what I currently have. But I mean, that is life. I've not killed myself yet. Although, yeah, there was a time I spent my life sulking, cursing Nigeria, cursing a whole lot of factors. But then I had to pick myself up and keep on with the push. So no matter how much you plan yourself and your life happens. Either biological life happens, either whatever it is. So there's never a foolproof way that, okay, things are going to go your way, right? So these are the things an average Nigerian and this mother is facing through, or is facing on a daily, being a Nigerian, right? And people are shaming her on Twitter because she lost her child at the crèche. People are pretending like, it is normal for you to carry your child to work in Nigeria. And most of these people tweeting it are the mean bosses, the mean HRs that do not care whether you just had a CS right now. They want their job done. They don't care. So they now come on Twitter to now judge a mother for doing what most of them advise them to do by leaving their babies in a crèche. So for me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that people, instead of empathizing with a grieving mother, they are chastising her. And you know the worst part I feel for this woman is that she doesn't even have closure of what happened. Like, imagine you kissed your baby goodbye in the morning, in the evening they're handing her over back to you. I don't even mean it's a baby girl or a baby boy, but let's assume it's a baby girl. They're handing her over to you and there is no cause. Like, they can't say anything. It's only few reasonable people on Twitter that said that they should carry out an autopsy to find out the actual reason why the baby died. And for me, the best thing I'm guessing happened is SID, that is sudden infant death syndrome. It happens to most babies, not most babies rather, it happens to some babies. And no matter how much of experience you have as a mother, as a caregiver, as a medical practitioner, these things can happen to anybody. Like there is no, even if you have 10 fingers, 10 hands, rather 10 hands, you have eyes plugged round right around your head, and you have 24 hours surveillance on your baby. It can happen to anybody. Like nobody is safe from that. Okay, so this woman does not have closure of what happened. And I'm saying closure because right here in Nigeria, one of the things we do a lot is that when people die, we go to condole them. And most of the condolence visits are always packed with a gist, right? It's not really like gist, but stories of how the person died. I don't know why we do that because sometimes I feel maybe it helps the person to hear when they talk about it for a long time. Other times, like when I lost my sister, I felt it was too much. So when people came to visit, I always told them that my mom is not around, and me, I don't know what happened because people would always try to find out. They will come in like, hey, amazing. You not tell them, he was sick. Oh, we not give him paracetamol. He even took the medicine, but the sickness continued. He drove himself to the hospital. Can you imagine? He went to the hospital, they ran tests. As soon as 1 year and a half, they didn't see anything. He came back. We all played. Drama was that this was the Ludo he finished playing. He won all of us. He now said good night. He slept, and that was it. People now say, hey, oh, this. So these are the things that make up condolence visits in Nigeria. I don't know about other parts of the world, but right here, especially in Igbo land, they ask these questions. You tell this story. So sometimes people claim it helps the grieving person heal. For me, you shouldn't share a lot, but whatever works for anybody. But in this woman's case, she doesn't have that story to tell because she don't know what happened. So she'll keep questioning herself. She'll keep asking, is there anything she didn't do properly? This baby was healthy. It wasn't that she was sick or anything. And now she has the cup. So she doesn't have the story for her own self, even for people. So people should just cut her some slack. I felt wrong. I felt bad that people were projecting their insecurities on her, chastising her and making her feel worse. Like if you can't be sympathetic or empathetic, just shut up. It doesn't make sense. So that is it. So for me, and like losing a baby for me is the hardest thing. We lost my last sister as a baby, and till date, I can tell you that we've not really fully recovered from the grief. We are trying to carry on but deep down, especially for my mom, like there are traumas it caused that we are still suffering from the effects till date. So it's never easy. So whenever you see a parent or a sibling grieving, just be kind or shut up, right? It is never easy. And also being a mom in Nigeria, if I've been in Nigeria, is an extreme sport. So do not judge or bring in some theories is not practical and try to make people go by that. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know. This is where we'll end the vlog. If you have anything to say, please share in the comment section. And like I said, if there are ways you feel dealing with grief makes it easier, also drop in the comment section. I'll see you on my next episode. Remember to subscribe to this channel and be kind to people. Bye bye.